Hi, this is Mary Fuller, and this is a beginning tutorial on taking a personal photograph and turning it into a custom jigsaw puzzle using Photoshop. So you'll open your file and you will determine the file size just by the size you want your puzzle to be when you're done. Use CMYK print as your file type. Go into your personal picture, copy it, paste it on its own layer, and bring the opacity down to 50%, as you can see I've done here, so that while you're drawing on top of it, you can see. You're going to make your puzzle pieces next. I've done some already just to save time. So your next step would be to get the rectangle tool. Make sure there's no fill, a really bright stroke and a thick stroke so you can see. Start at a corner and make your rectangle. Now your rectangle size will determine the size of your puzzle piece. So if you're making a puzzle for a child, I would use really big pieces so that they're just a few and they're easy to put together. If it's for an adult, you can go really small. You'll have a lot of puzzle pieces when you're done. It'll be a lot harder. For the sake of time, of course, I've chosen larger pieces. If your smart guides are not on, go to View and turn those smart guides on. As you can see, you need your puzzle pieces to snap, and it makes things a lot easier. Okay, and I want to duplicate that. So for me, I'm just going to go over here and nested menu, duplicate my layer. Doesn't matter what you name it, you're not keeping it when you get done. I'm going to hit V, which is the same as collecting my path selection tool. And so I'm going to turn V, hit my Shift key because I just want to slide it to the side, so that'll make it a little easier for me. Again, use my smart guides to line it up. Okay, it went off. You know what I did right. I released the Shift key before my mouse button. So when you're using your Shift key to constrain it, make sure you let go of your mouse first. There we go. Now, after you have all your rectangles and all your puzzle pieces covering your puzzle, you need to make connectors, right? So they can snap into each other. You'll do this using an ellipse. So you'll get your ellipse tool and you'll make one. And then you will just duplicate them like we did. Like I need one here. I already have one made. So I'll just go to ellipse. Hit V, same as going across, selecting it. Just choose it on the shortcut keyboard. Nested menu and duplicate. Again, I'm going to hold my Shift key down so I can just slide that right up. There we go. Voila. Now, you do that with all your ellipses until every puzzle piece connects into the next. Okay? Now you're going to actually start drawing the puzzle pieces off the picture. So important from here on out, you're going to be working on the picture layer. Always come back. You're going to use a pen, path. Start at the corner, hold your Shift key down to create a straight line as you work. Shift key, click. Now I don't want to hold the Shift key because I don't want to go through my connector. So I'm going to let go of my Shift key and click. And I'm going to dry that out. I'm going to create what I call an any. Now hold Option key on a command, on a Mac, Alt key on a Windows, and hold it. Click and drag to straighten your handle. Shift key, and I'm just clicking. I'm going to let go of my Shift key. This time, let's do an Altie into the next puzzle piece. Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a Windows, click and drag. Shift key to keep it straight, Shift key, and now see the zero or the circle next to the pen tool? My path is closed. So I click, that completes my path. So I'm going to click on the Path tab, and in the nested menu, I'm going to choose Make Selection. Say OK. See what's happening here? I don't want this. I just want my puzzle piece. So go to Select menu and choose Inverse. There we go. Click on the Layers tab. Now, Command J on a Mac, Control J on a Windows. And I can turn my picture off and I have a puzzle piece. Now turn your opacity back up on your puzzle piece. There we go. Turn your picture back on, All Seeing Eye, on, off. Get back on this layer to do your next piece. Pen, and I'm going to do the same thing again. Make sure you connect right next. When you are making pieces, it's really important that as you make that next piece, that it connects to the piece you've already made. I'll show you what I mean more here in just a second. I'm going to do an outie there. It'll make sense when we get there. Okay, see how I'm getting to that piece? I don't want to stop here. They've got to connect when it's get done. I got to get right next to that. Right next to it. And this is the trickiest part, is getting those connectors to meet. I have to slide that in to match. Now you know you can click A when you get done and manipulate your anchor points to match exactly. For the sake of time for the video, I won't do that. And close it. Okay, same thing. Path tab, nested menu, make selection. Okay, we already know what's going to happen. We're going to inverse that. Layers tab, Command or Control J. And now turn my picture off. I have two puzzle pieces. Go to my puzzle piece, turn it up. So that when you get done, I would turn off your puzzle pieces, turn this on, bring up your opacity back up, and print off your picture for the top of your box. And when you're completely done with all your puzzle pieces, V or Path Selection, click on each one and just move them. Just move them away from each other. Remember me telling you, when you get done, you'll get rid of all your rectangle and ellipses. You'll just delete them. You don't need them anymore. And so you'll move these apart. So then you'll get it printed on cardboard. You'll take a pair of scissors and cut out your puzzle pieces, and you have a custom-made jigsaw puzzle. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.